welcome back to Sticks and Strings. I'm Naomi.
I'm Beth.
I'm Eve.
And Beth is old now.
Yeah.
She had her birthday, so happy birthday,
She was
Beth.
already old.
She was already old, that's true.
When they don't ask you at the grocery store on Senior Citizen Day
Then
if you're a senior
old.
citizen
Or you go to the movies and they automatically give you the senior discount.
without asking.
I used to get offended when I was like, one time the guy gave it to me and I was mad. And I thought, wait a minute, I got a cheap movie ticket.
Yeah,
Don't be mad.
I was gonna say it's a good thing and a bad thing. You know?
Right. Okay, well, I'm gonna go first. So, I've had a crazy week. I've been working on my dress. I was able to, after we filmed last week, Eve fitted it with me, and then I put the zipper in, and then I made her come over on Monday night. And
I'm sorry.
I made her come over on Monday night and look at it again with the zipper and make sure that it looked okay. I had to add a hook and eye right here at the top of the neck, and
I thought that was Wednesday.
oh, maybe it was Wednesday.
Yeah, you and I talked about it on Tuesday.
Oh, yeah. So Wednesday, that's right. I had her come and do that. So then last night, Thursday night, I hemmed it. I turned up the edge because when she came over Wednesday, I put it on with my shoes and she's like, it just barely needs a hem. Just a small roll. So I turned it up like maybe a quarter of an inch or a little bit more than a quarter. Basically, I decided to raise it by 5/8 of an inch. So I folded just basically half of that and sewed it, and then folded it up again. Or maybe anyway, I didn't hem it very much. And here's a picture of the back of it. The back of the dress is still dragging on the ground. So tonight I'm going to raise, I think the front is okay, but just right in the back, it's too long. So fortunately, the first time I did the first part, I machine sewed it. And actually, I thought I could just do it that way because the stitching line completely disappears in that velvet, and you can't see it at all. So I contemplated rolling it up and machine stitching it, but I didn't, and I'm glad I didn't because I just hand stitched it. It took me all friggin' night, and but what happened was. What that means is it's going to be very easy to fix because I just have to, it's very easy to take the stitching out and raise it. So I've got to do that tonight. I really had wanted to be all done by now, but it's okay.
She doesn't actually sleep ever.
I do sleep. And I did need to sleep because I've been Thursday and today, and then again Saturday morning I'm going to a writers' conference. I've been in the writers' conference. So here's my swag bag. It says Desert Nights Rising Stars from ASU, and this is my little swag bag. So I did that Thursday morning and today, although I did leave early because I was super tired today. And they were giving away, it's a writers' conference, creative writing. They cover poetry, historic, nonfiction, historical fiction, yeah, all manner, all genres, poetry and nonfiction as well. And they have classes on all the topics. And I'm missing the keynote speaker tonight because I was just too tired, and I decided I didn't care. But I haven't gone to a lot of the workshops, and I've got more tomorrow from like 9 to 12. So that's fun. I got some notepads from the Virginia G. Piper Center for Creative Writing. That's fun. And then I didn't realize I got a postcard. And then they gave these out. They're like, don't use paper cups. Here's a water bottle. So, and I just grabbed one. I'm like, I have my own water bottle, but I just thought it was funny. It's a little weird alien space pouch.
I'd be afraid that that would leak.
That and also, ew, it probably tastes yucky. So, and then I got, they also had free books, so I picked up this one. It's called Holding Woman and Other Stories of Acceptable Madness by Kelly Yaquez, I guess is how you say her last name. But she grew up in New Mexico, so I don't know anything about the book, I just grabbed it. And then I bought this one today because I went to this guy's class. His name is Andrew Dana Hudson. It's called Our Shared Storm. And he writes speculative fiction and he's like a futurist. That's a strange thing. But he had a class on the titled "It's Time to Talk About the Pandemic" novel. So it was a really good class.
Yeah.
So that was fun. That's what I've been doing. And Rachel gave me these Color Street nails. I don't know if you can see that they're like an iridescent green, because I'm going to wear these with my dress tomorrow night. And
For the symphony thing?
Yeah, for the gala, because it's a wicked night at the symphony and everything's green, like the Wicked Witch, right? So, so she gave me those. I'm going to put those on tonight, someday, when I finish hemming my dress, because I want them to cook for a day. I don't want to put them on tomorrow, and I don't want to run out of time tomorrow afternoon. So here I am going to insert, hopefully I will have a picture before this is published. I'm going to insert a picture of me wearing the dress with the shoes and everything at Symphony Hall. I'm going to have someone take a picture of me, so I plan to put it right here when I get home from the gala. Yeah.
I
Of course, that
think
means I
making
have
a
to
dress like
upload.
that in the amount of time you had working a full-time job and going to orchestra and writers' conference
I know, it's crazy.
is amazing.
I have to be at the gala by 4-ish to be ready to work when they start dinner. But I get to sit at a table and have dinner and fancy dress. So, so I won't have a picture of me in my full regalia until next week, so you'll have to tune in next week. The other things I brought with me are, I got it ready for the conference because I wanted to work on it. I washed my yarn and I caked them up. So this is that yarn, and I started the cowl. And it's 248 stitches, and you do 3 rows of purl, and I just started the knit stitches. And so I'm using the 3 rows of purl in this color. This is that multicolored yarn that I spun up. And then I'm doing, I think you do then 9 rows in of knit, and I'm doing that in this purple. So we'll see how it comes out next week. So I decided to get it all set and take it with me, because there are certain classes that are like panel discussions where I don't need to be really taking notes. And so I'm just like, I'm knitting. I don't care what you think. I'm listening to you, but I am knitting while I do it. So, so that's this. I'm finally starting that, and it should be done quickly. It's just knit 3 rows. Purl 3 rows, knit 9 rows, purl 3 rows, knit 9 rows until it's a certain length. And it's going to be long enough that you can wear it long, wrap it around, or wear it long and put it over your head. So I think it'll be really nice. So I started that. This is a pattern by Tin Can Knits, and it's called, let me tell you what it's called. It's called Simply Yet Effective Cowl. Simple Yet Effective Cowl by Tin Can Knits. And then, as I've been in Hannah's room / my craft room, and we were talking about Christmas patterns and things to do, I thought I'd bring these 2 out. as I keep talking about them, and I might want to start one of them when I start feeling Christmassy this year. So this one is 8 Tiny Reindeer by Kathy Barrick. And it's so cute. And then it has an extra Rudolph pattern.
It's not like she doesn't pick challenging projects.
I mean, it's big, but it's motif related. It's just a bunch of little deer, you know, and words. So
So the deer are
and then the-
essentially the same
yeah,
pattern. They're just
just
different
facing
colors.
one, or
Yeah.
facing one direction or the
Yeah.
other. And I have all the threads for this already. I put them on
Thread drops.
thread drops
Oh, that's
already.
nice.
I don't know when I did that. And then I have these 2 pieces of fabric, but you were gonna, I think I have this, but that you gave me, but I think we decided it's too small.
Mhm.
And then I have
Oh.
this, which is big enough, but you said this is even weave, 28 count even weave, which you also gave me, which you decided was big enough, but I wanted to do it on something,
different color.
I wanted blue.
Mhm. And all
Yeah.
my dyes in the storage room.
Right. So I don't know what I'm gonna do about, but this is just like once November kind of rolls around and I feel
Mhm.
Christmassy and I feel like doing something Christmassy, maybe I'll do this. So this is one option. This is called 8 Tiny Reindeer. And I've had this pattern since years ago when we went to New Mexico. And we went out to that needle shop store in Albuquerque, remember?
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was called. And then I also brought this because this is another one I might want to do. And this is called Christmas at Hawk Run Hollow. I bought it some time ago because I fell in love with this panel at the attic.
Who does the Hawkwood Hollow?
Carriage House Samplings.
Yeah.
And this panel down here says, I heard a bird sing in December, a magical thing and sweet to remember. And at the attic, they had added dark December, which I really liked. But
And it had done a different color or something?
no, I don't think so,
Yeah.
but they had moved the words around and added dark. And so I asked them if I could buy that panel. And they said, yes, if you buy the whole kit for $100 million. And I said, never mind. I will figure it out myself. So I don't have any of the materials for this, but it's so pretty. It has, what I like is it has 12 panels. And so part of me thought that maybe I want to start this in January and
It'll take you longer than a month.
try to do a panel a month. You think it will?
Yeah,
It just
I've seen a
depends.
lot of people that are working on those and it depends on the panel, of course, but some of them are very stitch heavy,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, like, see, this one is
This one is
basically full
full.
coverage. And this
Yeah.
one's basically full coverage.
Yeah.
What I would do is start on your first one, and whenever you get that done, start on the next one.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, because it would really only matter if you're gonna do them like all in one big piece of fabric. But if you could also do each one individually, like, just do each square, like if you were gonna make them into, just standalone designs,
Mm-hmm. So I don't know what I want to do because my original thought was I just wanted to make this one panel.
Mhm.
I heard a bird sing in dark December, a magical thing, it's sweet to remember. I just wanted to do that, actually, and give it to Hannah. But now I'm feeling selfish and want to keep it for myself. But, so I don't know. So this one is, I could cut it up and do it in separate pieces, or I could, but this 12th panel down here is like a little signature. This to my friends when I'm gone and leave for them to look upon. Remember that I wrought the same for here in you will find my name. And it says Mary Crow 1801. And it's a little just a little motif there. So that's not really like a Christmas design. Like, I think I would only do that one if I did the whole thing, right? So
Yeah, 'cause
anyway,
that one is like a new.
Excuse me.
new,
this one says Happy New
Yeah.
Year. Yeah.
Wild and sweet, the words repeat.
Yeah, so this is I heard the bells on Christmas Day, they're all familiar carols play, wild and sweet, the words repeat,
Of peace on earth, goodwill.
peace on
toward
earth,
men.
goodwill toward men.
That was written by the same person that wrote the poem that is my namesake.
Mm-hmm.
Henry
But
Wadsworth.
then this, I heard a bird sing in Dark December, I don't know where that came from, but anyway, so I really like this a lot, and anyway, one of these I wanna work on. But maybe I'll just have to go to the attic and buy myself a big piece of blue fabric. Since you can't dye it for me, and I never got organized enough to come. Because see, this one is on this pretty blue.
Mhm.
Oh, and that's snow there.
And you could always go and buy a
Yeah.
favorite dye and, you know.
Yeah, or she could just go to the attic and find one she
I'll
likes.
just go buy fabric I want. So anyway, I just brought these because I'm feeling in a cross stitch mood. I don't know why, because I'm crazy. And that is me. That is
Okay,
me.
I'm going next. I'm just trying to stab myself with the needle here.
I don't know how many times I stabbed myself with a needle sewing that dress.
Yeah, we all suffer for our craft. So right now I am working on Blueberry, the berry basket hands-on design. And I had pretty much stopped working on it, and then this past week I did this bunch of berries in the middle. This was done or almost done. Right now I'm doing the Smyrna crosses that are light color.
Is it one of your WIP-GO things, or you just decided to do it?
It's not WIP-GO. I'm sick of doing my WIP-GO
Yes,
piece. I'm gonna pick up something
I
else.
was gonna say.
My WIP-GO piece is on my tablet, and I can only look at that for so long. Not just because the battery runs down and I have to recharge it, but because I just don't want to look at it constantly. I really, really, really like Pattern Keeper. I like the fact that such an app exists. I like the fact that it keeps track of how many stitches I did that day, although if it's not enough, it's depressing. And what percentage of the pattern that you've done.
Oh, that's nice.
But you are staring at that screen for however long.
Yeah.
And there's something about a paper pattern. Yes, I drop them all the time and have to go chasing them up from under the couch or something. But they don't hurt your eyes unless they're too hard to see, like they're tiny, or the colors or whatever. But
Some people have talked about an app called Markup. Have you heard that one?
I think it's a Apple.
Oh, I see.
Anyway, I've heard of it, but since I like Pattern Keeper, I just kind of goes like that. So this is what I'm working on right now. Earlier today, I was working on this. Cross-stitching for fun, snowflake ornaments. And I looked at the PDF, and the PDF shows this line right here as being a backstitch line. So it's not like a mistake. It's not, oh, that's supposed to be round there or whatever. It's supposed to be like that. And I don't know what that is. I just know I don't like it.
This thing here?
Yeah.
Is it supposed to be like his, like,
His chest?
yeah?
Well, all of them have, all of them have cut out sections. It's just, to me, this one doesn't make any sense. It's something with haunches, you know, and I suppose with a belly, but I don't know what that is.
Is it a what do you call it?
Have you seen other people stitch it?
No. Is it a rat?
I thought it was a polar bear.
Like a,
It could be a polar bear. I
it
would
looks
think,
like a bear, though.
I would think it would be something
Looks more like a weasel,
like a cold weather animal.
It doesn't, it looks like a mistake.
It does, doesn't
Because
it?
none of the others have back stitching.
Yes, well, they do. In the, there's a little back stitching thing on,
In the snowflakes, I see.
no, right here. I had to put a little back stitching line.
Oh, I
He's
see.
got a ornament hanging from his
I see.
from his antler.
from his
But it
antler,
doesn't,
and some of the snowflakes
It's
are
like, I assume that's his chest.
right, but look at it, it
But-
goes up to his nose.
Yeah.
So I may just do 3 because these are
Who
very
is this by?
cross stitching for fun, and I could text them and
I was
ask
gonna
them.
say, why don't you
but
write them and ask them?
I could text them and ask them, but ultimately I don't care, you know, because I like the other 3, and that one, if I maybe changed it somehow, I might like
that.
it.
I like that.
But what is it?
I don't know, but I like it.
Anyway, give me your thoughts. Should I just not do it? Or should I change it? Or should I do it as is? Anyway, I finished 1 square. Now,
Are you gonna do them together like that, or are you gonna?
I was thinking about doing them together. But I was also thinking about just stitching them together and cutting them apart. And I was experimenting as to whether or not this is going to be enough space, because I started it pretty far in and pretty far down. And I think if I started it way over here, I would have plenty of room.
Yeah.
But I don't know. Anyway, I think that this is probably not enough room to be able to finish it separately. So I have to think. But it looks done, doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Yeah, it's not.
There's supposed to be a brown, 1 stitch
It's annoying.
of brown in his eye. Now, the penguin has 2 stitches of brown, again, eyes. The owl has 2 stitches of brown, eyes. And whatever this thing is has 1 stitch of brown.
Whatever this is.
You know, if I filled it in with something and
What's that
had the
called?
whole silhouette, maybe I would know what that is.
Yeah, what's that called?
Snowflake ornaments.
Snowflake or, I gotta look it up. I bet somebody else has stitched it.
I don't know. So I have 1 ornament done. I'm not, by the way, I am not stitching a brown eye. I looked at it and went, that doesn't need a brown eye. So
Is it
I
cross
just
stitching for fun?
cross stitching for fun. They have a Facebook and they have a, their shop is on Inspire, I think. And then this is Sweet Wings Studio.
Good as a mercy.
Yes.
It says on the back. Right there.
Goodness and I couldn't remember what I was talking about. I worked some more on
Oh yeah, that bird.
the word goodness, and I was up to here, and I had started to frog this because it is 1 stitch. The OOD are 1 stitch lower than they should be compared to the G. But since I have determined that I want to make this a quail, that one stitch will give me just a little bit more room to put his little, we call them top knots, but they're not really. It's a little feather right here. They
Is it
remind me of
deep?
like those angler fish. that
Yeah.
have those-
Yeah.
So I didn't do a whole lot on this. The word goodness is almost done. I have most of one S and then another S to do. I just seem to love fabrics that none of my threads show up on. And then I ended up doing, I don't know what today, that took all day. And I thought, okay, I'm gonna be stitching most of the day, and I've got to do my temperature charts and blah, blah, blah. And then somebody says, do you think you want to go to the attic?
Who said that?
So I drove her over to the attic. So I only put in one thread, but look, it's getting close.
Ooh.
And this is, I didn't even say what it was. 2023 Temperature SAL, Sapphire Mountain Handcrafts. Love, love, love. And I am so excited that this is almost done. And as I said, I'm just trying to stick to doing one thread. So it's probably gonna be maybe 2 more threads. I'm very happy. I think that's gonna look gorgeous. And my temperature turtles. Okay, so we have, these are Stitchin' Mommy's temperature turtles. We have zero right to complain about how hot it is here. When we have friends in Florida that are dealing with, storms, and other parts of the country that are dealing with all these problems. And I was thinking that way until I read an article today that Kamala Harris had a campaign something or other here in Chandler Thursday. And people started dropping and passing out and vomiting and getting sick from the heat.
Oh no.
And I'm like, if you're going to that from here, you must live here. Don't you know
Yeah.
better than to go stand out in the heat in
Yeah.
the afternoon? But apparently she doesn't, and so that they were all there.
Oh.
I don't know. So we have no right to complain about. I don't stand out in 100-degree heat. And I'm very happy that my son was not working yesterday, because he might have been Thursday, because he might have been roped into, was that yesterday? Into helping with that. And so there was a movie called Stand By Me, where one of the kids tells a story about somebody who starts vomiting and then other people vomit. And that's all I could think of was the vomitorium. So here's the way the turtle is now, this last one here. And it was really hot until today. Today was only 100 degrees. So it wasn't hot. Okay, 100 degrees is hot, yes, but it was 108, 109, that kind of thing. So it looks like it's going to be cooling down. I haven't had a chance to go swimming. Somebody had a birthday and I had to go to dinner, and then we're doing this, and there's always something. Yeah, anyway, the last thing I have is very soon I'm gonna be doing this. This is my second WIP-GO project of October. This is Joyful Snowman. It's a dimensions kit designed by Barb
I'm still looking for this.
Tortillo. I don't know. I heard French spoken every day when I lived in Belgium.
And you learned nothing.
I learned certain words like cat and
Yeah.
push and, you know,
Right.
stuff like that. But I have no idea how that word is pronounced.
I'm looking for your snowflake ornaments on Instagram and I don't find them.
I don't think it's on Instagram.
I'm saying in case if somebody
So
stitched it, but I don't see them.
I know it's invisible here, but this is where I am. And I'm hoping that, okay, I got that whole, okay, I didn't have as much done, but I got a lot of that done on that snowflake ornament. And I have, including today, 4 more days to work on it, 3 more days, I don't know. But I really want to see this done because isn't he cute? He's so cute.
You love snowmen.
I do. I don't have a lot of snowman patterns except that really big one that I haven't worked on because I want to be able to be comfortable and I am not comfortable here. So that is me.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I have a finish and been working on my WIP-GO stuff, and right now I decided to work on something for my birthday, and I actually didn't do a whole lot of stitching yesterday just because doing this and that and the other, and then I stitched a little bit, and then we went to Rachel's, and then I was stitching like late last night and a lot. So I decided to go ahead and work on that birthday thing today also. So what I was working on today was this number 4 of the Black Cat season series that I started last year. And so this one, I think I had done like one of these little panels, like shutters, I guess, of this window. Done the background on it. And the other one I had done the words, but not the background. And then I just had this window and all of this to do. So right now I'm working on the curtains, and I haven't put the cat in yet. And then there's this little back stitching, but I've done the words. So this is almost finished, and if I actually work diligently tonight on it, I might be able to finish it. So right now I'm working on the curtains. There's another, the other side of the window here, and there's an actual cat in the window. But I did finish the words house panther, and then there's like some backstitched little arrows under pointing at the window here at the cat. But otherwise, it's mostly finished. So I may be, like I said, I may be able to finish it tonight. And that's number 4 of 6. And this is like it's actually, rather than a fat quarter, it's a skinny quarter. I ordered this from Lindy Stitches. That's the design.
Is this the last one?
No, there's 2 more. This is number 4, there's 6. Yeah. So this is designed as a bell pull. You can finish it as a bell pull. And I bought, when it came out, I was just fascinated by it. So there's like a little wooden topper. I want to say Beth Twist's husband. He makes like wooden things out of, I guess, like trees that have naturally fallen on their property, and he cuts them up and makes things out of that wood. So he made the little topper part of this bell pull, and so I bought that, and I bought this fabric, and I bought the thread pack. They're all Weeks Dye Works threads, and there's a few DMC colors in there, but so I bought the Weeks Dye Works thread pack, and yeah, so this is like 32 count. I think it's called Blackberry Latte, yeah, by Greystone Fabrics is this piece of fabric here. And then I bought like some backing fabric to put on it eventually. So I just have to finish stitching it. And then I'm gonna, like, get one of them to help me put it together because I don't really know how.
I found one, but it was the wrong one.
I know. I know. I was looking at Instagram as well.
Oh, this isn't Instagram. This is Facebook.
Oh.
So when I was doing this, the window frame, whatever, the square of the window, and the words House Panther are done in Weeks Dye Works Mulberry. And so when I was doing it, I had just one strand of, one like length of the 6 strands, of thread, because I was using the last one to do, the word House Panther, and I thought, I don't know, how much of this mulberry is used on on number 5 and number 6. I should buy another skein of it. And I thought about looking to see, like, in the rest of my Weeks Dye Works threads, if I had more. And I thought, I'm just going to go ahead and buy some. That's why we went to the attic. And then after I got back from the attic, I was looking in my bag for something else, and I found another skein of mulberry. So I didn't have to go to the attic after all. But I did. So I bought this thread, mulberry, and I bought some other things that I'll show you in a minute. But so now I have 2 more skeins of that. Anyway, so that is House Panther, and that was, like I said, that was my birthday stitch plus today. But this is my finish. So this is Karma Chameleon by Tiny Modernist, and this was one of my WIP-GO calls. I think last week I had finished the October Rabbit and was starting on this, and my goal for this month was to finish it because it was mostly done, and I finished it. It's all DMC threads on 25 count Lugana.
Let's see.
So I really just had the chameleon's body, and it was basically 2 colors, and then just a bunch of little like flowers and stuff like that. And when I was doing this flower, I did the bottom 4 little petals. I did them like kind of backwards. It's like 1 and a blank space and 2. And I had, when I was stitching it, probably half asleep, I had stitched it, the first 2. And I came around to do the 4th one, and I realized the mistake I had made. And so Caroline McNeil of Friday, is it McNeil? Caroline, I don't know if I have her last name right, but she does Friday Off the Grid is her Facebook group thing, and she had talked some time ago about how to, like if you have a very short thread, how to use another like loop of thread to, get it under there when it's too small for you to put on the needle, and weave it under the threads, the sewn threads. And so I used that. I snipped the error I had done, and because all the threads were, connected. I had done those first 2 before I did the rest of the flower. And so I was able to snip those threads and fix them, and then, do so the last 4 petals correctly. Anyway, so So yeah, I did all the flowers and mushrooms, and there's a little bit of back stitching here and there. Mostly the stems of the flowers and stuff like that. But I finished it, so I hit that goal, and really pretty quickly too, because I think I had finished the rabbit and this Karma Chameleon. I finished them by like Tuesday. Yeah, or Wednesday night I think is when I finished it. So yeah, so I finished it pretty quickly. Because then that Wednesday night, Tuesday I finished Karma Chameleon, because Tuesday night I worked a little bit on the border of the owl, the barn owl that I'm going to start soon, but I wanted to do a little bit more of the border just so I could place it better. And then after that, I worked on for a couple of days on the fox. So I did a little bit of the black on his ears and eyes and nose, and started to work on his paws. I did one of the paws, and no, I did his front paws, and I'm working on the back paws right now. But I wanted to go ahead and work on there's a brown design basically in the orange here, and then there's a gray that goes in this white. And I wanted to go ahead and get those in because I realized that it's really hard to see to differentiate between the white and the unstitched squares. And I wanted to go ahead and work on that so that I can do the white without too much fear of making a mistake, you know. And so that's coming along actually very nicely. It's going very quickly, and so I want to go ahead and finish the brown around here and then the gray before I finish the rest of the orange and white that go in there. And you know, I feel like I might be able to finish it actually. To finish this panel, the fox.
How many of them do you have done? How many of those animals do you have done?
I don't have any of them done. None of them are done. I've worked on all but the barn owl and the bald eagle. I've done just a little bit of the woodpecker.
They're all like in various stages of.
Right.
Yeah.
So
which one did you start with?
the fox. Yeah, I started with the fox, and I think I did them all, you know, out of order. I think, but I might have done at
Why
the
did you
beginning
do
of this
them
one.
all?
She likes to do it.
They were on my WIP-GO
Oh,
panel, so I was doing them.
I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah. So
That's nice.
yeah. But this one, I had started each of them, of these two, last year, and so this one had come up on my WIP-GO panel, so it's almost finished, but not quite. And then, you know,
So you just did them randomly with whatever came.
Right, yeah.
I see.
And this one, the jackrabbit, this is the one that when I was watching Flosstube, and
That's the one you fell in love with?
Shirley, yeah, this girl Cheryl in Virginia, I can't remember her Flosstube channel name, but she, she was showing this, and she had the jackrabbit. I don't know if she had the rest of them yet, but she was showing it, and I thought, oh my God, that's so cute. So then I got the whole set. And like I said, I worked on all of them except for the three summer ones, you could call them, the barn owl, the bald eagle, and the woodpecker. So like I said, I just started the woodpecker a little bit. I just got his head, and then the barn owl is the next one. So other than that, I have a bunch of little goodies that came. So Teresa, I can't say her last name. Chucky. sent this to me. She, I thought, what is this package? I don't know what's it, because it says TPP Limited Editions, which is Twin Peak Primitives. They have this limited editions site in addition to their regular like Etsy site and their website. But the limited editions does a like a project bag as well as the actual what do you call it, pattern.
She sent you that?
So Teresa, yeah, I got this in the mail. But who's this from?
It says Three Sisters, but when she opened it, I'm like, that's for you.
Yeah, because when we did the giveaway, I did the cross stitch. Yeah.
Oh,
So-
show the bag.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
So Teresa,
Oh, nice.
have a wonderful birthday and many more. Thank you for my tiny cross stitch kit, Teresa. So Teresa sent this little note.
Wow, that's
So thank you very much, Teresa.
That's exciting.
And so came this canvas
That is
bag came, yeah, and it has the pattern on the printed on there.
You have no idea how much she needs these bags.
It says Dutch Winters. It says so. There's a windmill and then a couple there, and yeah, and like some birds and stuff.
In a
Yeah.
naked tree.
In an achy tree, and so it came with the pattern, and also a needle minder and a couple of emery boards, and looks like
Looks like the water thing.
yeah, water additive
You
thing.
think Teresa put those in there for a
And
treat?
I don't know.
I think they come in the kit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I have a recall of them saying what was in it.
Yeah.
Drink your water, in other words. Stop drinking Diet Coke.
Well, I told her that too, because she bought that cup and
Yeah.
she can't put carbonated beverages in it.
Right.
I said, yeah, I'll make you drink more water.
So this all came in there. So there's a big of crystal light. There's a little needle minder, and there's what do you call it? A little note thing so you could put. It looks like a
Library
card
checkout.
count. Yeah. So it has the author title, Dave DuBarrow's name.
Oh,
So it has, you can put the name of the
The checker at
project.
the start date too.
And it came with thread drops. That has the floss, the floss number. It says Twin
me
Peak
see.
Primitives, and so it's a miniature of the panel of the project.
Yeah, that's wonderful.
So, yeah,
That is so neat.
Yeah. So thank you very much, Teresa.
Oh, and the needle minder has the pattern on it.
Yeah.
That is
So
so
cute.
cute.
And that pattern is Beth.
Yeah,
I mean,
totally.
Yeah.
They're birdies.
Yeah. So there's the little.
One of the two
She's got
years,
what is that, a wheelbarrow or a plow
looks like a wheelbarrow.
or a baby
Or a
carriage?
sled.
A sled, maybe.
I don't know.
One of the 2 years that I lived in Belgium, the winter snow was bad. And I remember
These are like a nice vinyl kind of.
I remember driving down one of the priority roads, and in Belgium, all priority roads have trees planted in a row beside them. They're the king's trees, and if you wreck and hit one of those trees, it's a bad thing. So the snow was crusted on all of those like this, not just on top, like the tree itself was all white. I was like, that is so beautiful. And yet, I want to go home.
Well, one year that I was driving from Little Rock to Albuquerque for Christmas, I was driving along, and the roads were bad or anything, but like at one point, I was like, I was like, what am I looking at? And it was the trees were all covered with ice. They were they were white, not like like snow lying on them, but they were
white like the tree in Lord of the Rings, that white tree.
Yeah.
Like they're just made out of glass.
Yeah, and it was but they were everything. And then I looked at the grass on the side of the road was white like that too, because everything was just coated in ice.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Have you walked over grass like that?
Crunch.
It crunches under
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
when I was in school in Indiana, one Sunday it snowed so badly, like the pastor of our church was going around picking people up because people's cars wouldn't start, or like my car was frozen shut. I couldn't open the door; it was frozen solid. But I had rehearsal that afternoon, and I thought, didn't they cancel it? No, it wasn't canceled. You don't cancel anything in Indiana. And so I had to walk from the graduate dorm over to the School of Music, and I had my scarf wrapped around my face, and like my breath, where the steam from my breath would freeze, and my eyelashes would freeze together, and like with every blink, you could feel my eyelashes sticking together, and yeah, it was.
I could not deal with it.
It's like in New Mexico, we would stay home in the snow.
Yeah,
But so-
I literally cannot deal with it. That's why I live here.
Yeah, I can't deal with that.
So,
Are you done? Well, that can be part of stories. Are you done?
okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so question of the week time. Question of the week. We need question of the week theme music. Last week we asked about challenging projects. What was a challenging project for you? We didn't get a ton of responses, but
We had some, but yeah.
one person talked about that same pattern you started, Eve, with the dragon on the castle.
Yeah, that was what I was learning on, and her too.
Yeah. So our question of the
I
week
like starting big.
this week is about
The
fall.
pattern was amazing.
Yeah. This question this week is about fall and decor, because they don't get to decorate, so they want to live vicariously through you. and I'm trying to decide. So, do you decorate for Halloween? Starting I've seen as soon as it was officially fall, I saw a lot of Halloween decorations go up. Or do you just do fall, or do you do Halloween in October, Thanksgiving in November, and then Christmas? Or what do you like to do is what we want to know.
Yeah.
I do a fall. I don't really do a lot of Halloween stuff. I just I have a fall wreath that I made, and I love, my whole house is actually colored in fall colors, so I've always liked that. So that's me.
I don't like people bring out all their hello fall, or all their kind of fall patterns and Halloween patterns, and I'm not really attracted to there's one that I don't remember who the designer is, but it's a pumpkin, but it's like an oblong, wide, skinny pumpkin. It's not very big up and down, but it's very wide, and it's jack-o'-lantern actually, and I think it says "eek" across the top or something. It's really, really, really cute.
Yeah.
So I like kind of cutesy things like that, but not like some people do a black haunted house kind of thing, or ghosts and witches and things like that.
We have a neighbor,
and I'm not.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm not really into that kind of thing, and I'm not very attracted to the general fall palette, the browns or the oranges and stuff like that.
I love it.
I like the spring. I like Christmas. I like
I am all about.
But I'm not very seasonal so much as I am motifs.
I love. I've always
like the fall.
In our old house, I wanted my kitchen to have, it was green, the woods really, and that's why I'm really attracted to fall colors. And I love my whole house. My whole house is that color, and I our house, we joke, our house looks best in the fall.
Mm.
Like when the outside looks like the fall and inside, and just our whole color palette always has been that way. So I really like it. But yeah, I don't do too much Halloween.
Well,
there's
my mother loved dressing for whatever thing.
She was my mother too. I'm just joking.
She had a shirt for Halloween. She had a shirt for, she dressed for the season all the time.
She was a teacher.
And part of that was the kids. She didn't decorate for Halloween, but because of that, when Robert was little, I had all kinds of Halloween decorations that I would put out every Halloween. And in one of my rooms, they disappeared.
Oh no. We have a neighbor that does like, it's kind of gross, like a graveyard and like body parts coming up out of the ground. And then there was a real estate sign came up on their house, and I was like, yes, the nasty, gross body part neighbor is moving away. But I just drove, but I guess nobody took the house yet or whatever, because I just drove by the other day and he's got skeletons hanging all over his real estate sign. I'm like, that's a good sell. That's a good.
We were driving around town somewhere yesterday, and I drove by this house, and there was like, maybe it was today, I don't know. It was like just a little ranch style house, but across the front of it, there were like those inflatable, like there was a ghost and a pumpkin, it was real cute.
Yeah, really cute.
Yeah.
So that's what we want to know from you. Tell us how you decorate. If you put dead body parts in your yard, I am not trying to offend you. More power to you, but it's just a little disconcerting.
I remember
when you're driving down. One year they had a barbecue out and they had body parts on the barbecue. I'm like, all right, guys, come on.
But when we would give away candy when we were kids, my mom would make a little like ghost jack-o'-lantern kind of thing. She would
2 tables.
2 tables, yeah. Like we had a little kid table that that we had since we were growing up, and then she would put a small like side table, end table on top of it, and then and cover them with a sheet, and then put a jack-o'-lantern up on top. And then under, behind the sheet was the bowl of candy, so that when somebody came to the door, you take the bowl out there.
So he was standing in front of the door. So when you opened the door, you would see him standing there. And one year, I remember I put gloves and I put the sheet into boots. And
so one year when Robert was little, I built a little guy, but I put him on the porch, and I carved the pumpkin, and I pulled the innards of the pumpkin out the mouth so it looked like he was vomiting.
There was somebody, when I was a kid, this one house on like kind of a corner of the street that they had like, kinds of spooky decorations. But for the most part, I don't think in our neighborhood there was
Mrs. Ellis would decorate.
Yeah. But, there's a whole lot of that.
Show your stuff.
okay,
Yes.
Beth had a birthday.
Yeah, yesterday was my birthday.
Yesterday was her birthday, so everyone was celebrating.
So I bought myself for my birthday an Owala bottle. Yay!
So she wanted to be part of the Owala Club.
Yeah, I want. Well, and like you were saying, it's really handy for orchestra because you can sip from it without having to tip the bottle off.
Yeah, you can just because it has
so
a
you can
straw.
be very discreet and take a sip. But so this is it's very plain. I like the color. I love the color. But I have a whole bunch of stickers, and I was thinking about what I want to stick
Are
to
those
it.
all the Dutch stickers?
These are all the Dutch Brothers stickers and a couple of others.
But if you put stickers on it, and when you take it on stage, it's not going to be very subtle.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Well,
It's not like
so I'm
playing concerts every week.
deciding what to do. Like, there's this one here. I don't even know it. Oh, this is a dinosaur. This is one of the ones that Brian gave us. I
Oh
think.
yeah. I had a Hydro Flask and I put stickers all over it, but my Owalas I've left clean.
And then there's a little pumpkin.
It's cute.
And this is a candy apple. And
What
this
else
one,
did you get for your birthday?
this one says Team Dutch. And there's a dinosaur. And there's this one I got. I think from the Jingle Ball. This is a snowflake sticker. Yeah. So anyway, so I had to decide.
The hardest thing for me was to start putting stickers on my Hydro Flask bottle. Like, I can't do anything permanent.
Yeah.
So I'll probably never, ever get a tattoo because I'm like too scared to do anything permanent.
So, and then Rachel gave me this blanket. I haven't unrolled it, but it's an elephant blanket. There's all kinds of little elephant cartoons, motifs, whatever.
It's cute.
So I did take a picture of it so I can, put a picture of the.
She gave me one with
Tan.
flamingos. I don't know where she finds these things, but she always does good.
Yeah, it's cute.
And then, so the other day, had been watching Pam and Steph, and their pattern of the week that they do is it's always discounted. It's a Twin Peak Primitives pattern of the week, and so some time ago, Twin Peak Primitives had released this series of quirky animals, and apparently it was, they were very cute, and a lot of people bought it. It may have been, I don't know if it was released at Market, that just, was in August, I guess. It may have been then, it may have been before, I don't know. But the pattern of the week they had this time was Quirky Christmas. So all these little Christmas panels, and I was like, oh. And I hemmed and hawed about it from Sunday to like Friday of that week, and I thought, well, I didn't know if the discount was going to go off, by the next Sunday, so I thought, well, I decided that I want to go ahead and get it, so I pulled the trigger. But then this past Sunday, I guess, they did another video, and they had talked to the twins, and I guess it's gonna still be on a discount for the whole month of October, because they're gonna be gone, at various retreats. So
I'm just saying, there's a gnome one.
I know. I saw that. I thought, well, there's a gnome, there's an owl,
That's
there's a
right.
Santa.
Very cute.
So yeah.
What else?
So I bought that. So then today when we went to the attic, I got
This
a
is why I
couple
don't
of
buy you
things.
presents, because you buy yourself presents.
This is called Frostbite. It's a little snowman with a very scary mouth. It's both, I guess, Halloween and Christmas. But it's designed by Amanda May McNaughton is the designer. But it's really cute. It's a little snowman. I'll show a picture of that. And then this is by Hello Liz Matthews. This is Parade of Elephants. And I did a pattern from, what do you call it, that magazine, Punch Needle Primitive Stitcher. Janine McGowan of the Blue Flower had released, I guess, 4 designs in the Punch Needle magazine. There was she had a Parade of Elephants, I think it was called, and then like 3 other designs, some of which I want to do in the future, but this is also a Parade of Elephants, and I saw this at the attic. They had like a little sticker sheet, and I was debating about the stickers, and I thought, well, it says hello from Liz Matthews, so it's got to be a design.
It's cute.
And so I was going to order it, and then the lady there was talking to somebody, and they actually had it in the store. So yeah, so there's the elephants there, and one of them has a little sign that says "Parade today."
That's really cute.
And and it's all, I guess, in DMC.
I was strong. I didn't buy anything.
Oh, wow.
But it's but so I could have gotten the stickers, but I decided just to get
That's what you put on your water.
yeah, but just to get the design. So
That's really cute.
since I was buying the frostbite, I decided to forego the stickers. But yeah,
It's like a vampire
a
snowman.
vampire snowman. Yeah,
Cute.
yeah.
Cute.
So I think that's me.
That's your birthdays?
Mm-hmm.
Boy. I don't have any. I feel like all I've done. Oh my gosh, I worked until 7 o'clock at night on Thursday night. No, Wednesday night, because I had to get everything done so I could be off for 2 days. And it was a nightmare. It was an absolute nightmare. And, but, it's been really busy. We had our show, our first Pops concert is happening right now, and then, or just did, and then our gala is tomorrow, and that's like I said, I have to be there at 4, and I'm gonna not leave until after midnight, and it's gonna be a full evening, and then there's another mini event on Sunday, so I have to do that too. So anyway, it's crazy.
So
I'm so tired. I'm so tired.
earlier this week, my son had left his car parked somewhere overnight because he had been drinking and he didn't want to drive while he was drinking, as he shouldn't. And so I took him to get his car. On the way back, I'm driving on the 202 at, let's face it, it was over the speed limit. Okay?
I thought you
But-
never drove over the speed limit.
It was like 70 miles an hour. Okay? In the dark. And the traffic on the 202 is heavy 99% of the time. It might as well be base lane, right? So I'm hurtling along in the dark, and I see in my lane, I was in the far right lane, and there was no shoulder. There was like one of those concrete barriers there.
Mm-hmm.
A car was pulled over, but he couldn't pull over far, so it was completely in the lane, stopped. And I noticed the hazards like at the last second. Thank God there was nobody to the left of me,
Oh gosh.
because there was no way I would have been able to stop before hitting that car. And I'm like, why wouldn't they call someone to help, like police or somebody to help them get the car off the freeway?
That's crazy.
Yeah, I was like, somebody's gonna die here.
I didn't tell anybody. I'm gonna tell the whole world now.
But
On the way to Rachel's for dinner,
Mm-hmm.
we were pulling up to the light, just right there by the house.
Mm-hmm.
Light was red, traffic was stopping, and Eli was in the back seat, and he's like, Dad, can you plug my phone in? Mark's sitting next to me, I'm driving. So Mark starts looking around, and it's my car, so he doesn't know where anything is, because we were looking for a charging cord.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't know what the charging cords are because he's never in my car. So I know where they are. So I look down like this, and I'm messing with stuff, and all of a sudden Mark goes, stop. And I slammed on the brakes, but I went, and it hit the car in front of me. And I was like, he was so mad at me.
Mark was or the
Yes,
other
Mark
driver?
was. No, Mark was so mad at me. And the lady opens the door, and she just does a thumbs up like that, like it's fine.
Uh-huh.
And because literally she was, I was basically stopped. It just,
Uh-huh.
But then she's like, oh, I better check. So she gets out and looks at the bumper, and then she's like, we're good. I'm like, bless you. Oh my gosh, I was so mad.
One time when it was snowing, I was on 2nd Street approaching Paseo at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, so the traffic was bad, but it was an icy snow, right? And I'm trying to go at prudent speed, right? but I see in front of me a car start doing this. And so I'm putting on my brakes, and I just barely stopped before I slammed into them because they stopped like this across the street. And then thump. And I was like, ah. So I got out of the car and I went back to look, and she's like this, and I'm freezing too. And we looked at my bumper, and I said, "Get back in your car. I'm not calling the insurance company. I'll see you." You know, because I was like, I am not waiting out here in this storm.
One time I had played a concert. This is when I worked at the symphony the first time, back in like 15, 16. I worked a concert, and it was when we used to have to park at the far garage, and it was pouring, horrible pouring rain. And I tried to share my umbrella with my coworker, and it was so bad. Finally, she's just like, oh, just forget it. So she just got soaked, and we walked to the garage, and so it was really bad rain. And I go and I get on the freeway, and right after I got up onto the freeway, I see this car up ahead, and all the rain just go woo, woo. And at one point he like looked at me, and I was like, oh my god. But there was a bunch of cars on the freeway, but they all missed him, fortunately. But it was
when I was
horrible.
When I lived in Little Rock, I had come home for Christmas, and it had snowed very heavily the day at one point, the day I was supposed to leave. So I waited an extra day, and so the day I left finally, the canyon, which is, as you leave Albuquerque going east, you pass through the Sandia Mountains, and there's the canyon, Terrace Canyon, and the canyon is usually very bad because you're in the foothills of the mountains, and that's it gets very snowy and everything. But so they get the trucks and the snow plows or whatever in the canyon right away. And so actually the canyon was actually pretty good. So I was going along, but then out in the middle of nowhere, New Mexico, but once you get out of Albuquerque, you're out on the highway, and the towns are very far in between, and there's nothing there, And so if the highways get bad, you're not near a town to clear it up right away or whatever. But so as I was going along, the road started getting bad, and you could see, I think it had gotten slushy and then frozen. And so it was very lumpy and hard to drive on and stuff. And I debated about going back to Albuquerque, but the roads, the little ramps going, that I would have to get on to turn around were like completely covered with snow, and they were uphill like this. You have to go up and then over and then back again, and I thought, if I get off and start to go up there and then get stuck, then I'm in big trouble because I'm out in the middle of nowhere, right? And so I thought, I'm just going to keep going. And then little by little, the traffic had been spread out, and then you could see up ahead, because there was a little bit of a slope, you could see everybody's, bumper to bumper going slow. And then up ahead, and then I saw a little Volkswagen just all of a sudden slammed on his brakes and get over, and I thought, why are they driving like that? It's, it's too dangerous to be, changing lanes so quickly and whatever. And then I looked up ahead, and there was a big SUV going like that across the two lanes of the highway, and they went into the median between the directions, and they were able to get control again to stop. But it was like an older couple, and they were just 360 all the way across both lanes of the thing. It was very scary.
I had another story. I'm sorry.
Oh, no, I was going to say, I just realized, I don't know where our viewers are living, and I just, so I hope y'all are safe.
Mm-hmm.
Like Florida, North Carolina, South Carolina, everywhere.
That's why I said, we're complaining about how hot it is, and other people have far worse problems.
Right. So,
yeah, I was very worried about.
We're talking about all this weather, and I was like,
yeah,
oh my
friend
gosh.
Jan, lives in Cocoa, Florida. Well, basically, she doesn't live in Cocoa anymore. She lives in some other town, but it's basically on the east coast of Florida, the Atlantic
Yeah.
side. And then our friend Kevin
Yeah.
lives in the Tampa area.
Yeah, so I hope everyone's doing
yeah,
okay.
so- Yeah, I know Jan did okay, and I know my friend Bobby lives down there too.
You said you had a story?
It's a minor story.
Oh,
My son woke up and he wanted me to go get breakfast for Beth and myself and Robert. And it was maybe 11 when I got to Taco Bell, the only place still serving breakfast. And, well, it wasn't the only place, but the only place I wanted to drive to. And I ordered a total of, among other things, 3 crunch wraps and 1 quesadilla for breakfast, right? And I get back and there are 2 quesadillas and 1 crunch wrap. And I was like, and it wasn't that we couldn't have split it up. That, the quesadilla is this big. If I gave Beth half, she'd be full anyway. So it was hers that was missing. So I drove back there, and by the time I got there, it was 10 after 11.
no more breakfast.
No more breakfast. And I pull up to the speaker and I said, I was here earlier and I ordered blah, blah, blah. And she goes, you're missing a crunch wrap, right? No. Yeah. And so she goes, just go ahead and pull to the window. And I pulled up there thinking they had it and they just were keeping it warm or something, right? Mm-hmm. She goes, it's not breakfast anymore. And she was so scared. And I was like, Beth loves your crunch wraps. Just put a regular one. But she sat there like, I'm going to get yelled at. And there are things in this life that are important.
Yeah.
One of them being, if you order 3 crunch wraps, you should get 3. But not so important that you need to yell at anybody about it. And, as long as we had enough food for everyone.
Yeah. And it was nice that she was just like, I know what's wrong. I know why you're back. Sorry.
Yeah. I was like, that's okay.
I was looking at this pattern, and it has like Presencia threads.
What's that?
And I've never heard of it before. It has a DMC conversion.
Oh.
But
Well, you guys, I
yes,
gotta go.
it's very late.
I have to go home and fix my dress still.
oh,
And I'm going to go home and put on my nails and fix my dress, and not in that order. And then get ready for class tomorrow. It starts at 9. At least it's an easy commute because I'm going just from my house to ASU in Tempe, so it's easier than driving.
as
into
my
town.
mother used to say, I plan to be flat on my back.
Well, I know, I'd love to be, but
Actually,
tomorrow's going to be a big, super long day, so
You can't see
I better go. But I am having fun knitting. Look, purple.
I stitched Smyrna crosses and other stuff in this yellow color, and they're supposed to be blue.
Oops.
Well, some of them are yellow and others are blue, but it's not it's the same symbol.
Oh no. Oh no.
It looked like Skinny and Sweet.
It looks like, except for the skull and crossbones on the label. I love that movie. Thank you so much for joining us again, and we hope to see you back next week. But we'll be 1 week closer to Halloween, and I will be done with the gala, and people will return to normal human beings in my office. I hope. But it'll just be the next. Okay, really quick story. My boss, she's like, we just started the season, right? Last week was the first, and this is the first classics. This week is the first pops. And we were having our one-on-one meeting, and she goes, I'm hoping things, will just calm down once the season gets really going. And I looked at her and I was like, that is the funniest thing you've ever said. I'm like, have you looked at the December calendar? Anyway, it was just funny. But, So, but actually, once the gala's over, hopefully things will calm down. So my work life might turn back to sort of semi.
Yeah, because then you'll have all the concerts for Christmas coming up.
I know, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's like that.
It won't ever end. It's okay.
There's a meme, a cartoon that says like somebody goes, "Oh, good, it's the holidays," and they're like, "Oh, I forgot I'm a musician."
Right, exactly, exactly. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you again next week. Bye.
Bye.